Hello, everyone. Welcome to our MLS State of the Union. We are live. Welcome, welcome. You guys come on in and say hello. Tell us where you're tuning in from. That would be awesome, especially if you are from another country. We would love to hear that. Welcome, welcome. If you are watching this event as a replay, let us know as well. If you're watching it as a replay for the first time or a replay for the second time, sometimes we have to come back and watch it again, right? Hello, Rufus. Welcome. We will be getting started, guys, in exactly 1 minute. All right, Asada, welcome. Welcome, Darnell. OKC in the house. Chicago's in the house. Okay. Florida's in the house. Hello, Miss Tony. Welcome. You guys have time to go ahead and send a quick message to your team. Let them know they can meet us on YouTube, in our Facebook group, or on our official MLS Bitcoin Club page. Okay. We are live in all 3 locations. Hello, Stella. All right. Another Florida. Welcome, welcome. 30 seconds, guys. We will be getting started. 30 seconds. Tonight's topic is going to be about our MLS story. Okay. You guys have been hearing me talking about your story, getting your story together. People have been texting me and inboxing me, asking the best way to structure their story. That's fine. We love it. We want to help you get your story together. And remember, if you don't have a story, you tell somebody else's story, right? So, okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's get started with our MLS song. Love, love, love this song. Listen to the words. If you are a guest on the line, this is our official MLS Bitcoin Club song. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. Hello, Darlene. Janka. Hello. All right, Dana. Lorraine. Welcome to our MLS State of the Union. A worldwide currency, only if you knew well. MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend, let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency, 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 changing how the world does business. Hello, hello. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. It'll raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to give you your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing the dark 21. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. All right, all right. Welcome, everyone, to our MLS State of the Union. We are so thankful that you decide to spend your Monday evening with us. And if you're a guest on the line, you want to thank the person that invited you to this event. We have it every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is where we come together. We talk about our corporate updates. There's always some great nuggets, information, training from our founder and visionary, Mr. Darry Perkinson. So we want to thank you for being here with us, okay? So guys, a couple of updates. There will be a huge meeting next Monday. Huge meeting next Monday, guys, okay? And what I mean by that is it's going to be some powerful information. This is not just a training, guys. This is going to be something huge, okay? So you want to make sure that you get all your team members on. Even if you're in another country, guys, this is going to be worth staying up for, okay? We are going to be making a huge change with MLS, and we want you guys to hear it from those that are really going to be helping make this big change, okay? I'm not going to spill any beans. Nope, you got to wait till next Monday, but I promise you, it is absolutely worth it, okay? Absolutely worth it. And all of you guys that are already here, already on board, you will be able to benefit first, okay? So I'm so thankful. Whenever we make changes, guys, it's always for the better, okay? It's always for the better. Sometimes people don't understand it or may have missed when we were leading up to it. But it's always for the better, okay? And I promise you, you guys are really going to like this, right? We're going to have some things in place that I haven't seen anywhere else. Nowhere else. We're not talking about the training and the information that we receive from Wallstreet. We already know that's different. We already know that is phenomenal. We already know it's not like your typical YouTube video that you're going to see. He's totally different, okay? His delivery is different. What he shares with us is different. There are people that would not dare share some of the things that he shares because they want to keep it in their pocket. They want to keep you there and always tuned in, waiting for more, right? But I truly believe that he shares with us everything that he learns. So with that being said, right, I am going to go ahead and introduce him and let him tell the MLS story. It's going to be a little different today because we really want you guys to start preparing for what's to come. And when you see what's to come, where we are now is going to be part of your story. You're going to think back while we're sitting on the beach somewhere. You're going to think back and remember, especially those that have been with Wallstreet since like 2014, right? You guys can say, I remember when, right? I remember when this happened. I remember when that happened. And you can see the steady growth. It's always a steady growth, right? So what I'm going to do now, guys, especially introduce to our guests, some of you that may not know of Mr. Wallstreet. Somebody may have just told you, hey, get on this live. You got to hear this. So he is our founder and visionary of the company. His name is Darry Perkinson, but we call him Wallstreet, okay? He was born in Newark, New Jersey. He was born in welfare, in the ghetto, right? And he'll tell you he went from welfare to millionaire. He went from welfare to being a very successful trader, okay? He's also a computer programmer. He's a master trader. Don't let me forget that part. And what that means is he's able to trade in several different arenas, not just crypto, not just Forex. He's got experience as a master trader, right? And then that computer programming, it really comes into play when it comes to a lot of things that we have available here. Some of those things would not be available if he didn't have that knowledge because he wouldn't even know it's necessary, right? And then we have the fact that he spent 20 years serving our United States Army, And we appreciate him for that. So you got the computer program over here. You got the master trader right here. You have a person that spent 20 years serving our military. He retired as a master sergeant. He was also a drill sergeant. So I like to say you get all of those different qualities in this person, and they come out in different times, right? But we love him for it. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our founder so that you can hear from him, right? Because he has a saying, if you walk with me, I will make you a millionaire. So let me step out of the way so we can make that happen, okay? Mr. Wallstreet, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate all of you guys coming in tonight, hanging out with us, getting some things done. And as Pam told you, we got some exciting news coming up. I want to go a little bit about my story so you can get a little bit of my mindset, what happened. And then we're going to go into the MLS story so you can understand how we grew from where we were to where we are now and to where we're going. It's nonstop, right? So you got to realize where I came from. So not talking about the projects, not talking about the military. When I got into the corporate America, I came in, I graduated out of school, not school, let me rephrase that, out of the Army. I did my tenure in the Army, right? I did 20 years. So I came out, while I was in the service, I was learning about computer programming, computer engineering, information systems, technology. And so I got the opportunity while I was in the military to get my MCSE, Microsoft Certified System Engineer, with a specialization in what they call Exchange, which is the email. And so I started working, doing programming. I started doing different things with different companies. And then I got my last job, which was SunTrust Bank. Everything was decentralized. So I strictly did email, but I did learn programming. I did learn network security. I did learn internet security. I learned a lot of different things while I was actually in those different schools and learning all this technology stuff. And so when I joined SunTrust Bank, I said, man, I got to start doing something. I got into network marketing, and then from network marketing, I just didn't like it. I did not like it. I made money in it, but the attrition rate of in and out, in and out, in and out, I got frustrated with it, right? And so I wanted to do something that was in my control, that I can give the best thing on it. And I also saw something that was missing. What was missing in network marketing is the foundation to wealth. Now, what do I mean by the foundation to wealth? I'm not speaking about you're going to recruit all these people and then you make your millions of dollars. That's true. That can happen. But on the average, 90% of the people won't do that. That won't happen. They brought in 100,000 people, and for you to do it, you got to bring in 100,000 people too. And then the next person got to bring in 100,000 people too. Well, that's not reality. That's not going to work. So it'll be few people that can do it, but it won't be everybody can do it. And I wanted to get in something that I can control, that can grow your wealth all at the same time. Did you hear what I said? We can grow our wealth all at the same time. And so I learned how to trade in the markets, because I can put a trade on, and you can put the same trade on, and we can make money all at the same time. Nobody has to recruit 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people to get that to happen, right? Another thing that happened when I started learning these different things and network marketing and other things like that, I started learning about credit. I started learning about insurance. I started learning about all these different things, avenues about a full benefit to retirement. And a lot of people don't, even in network marketing, that's making all this money, they don't really have a retirement. They think because they made the millions that they're good to go for retirement, and then come to find out when something happens to the company, and it does happen, whether it's going to be on your terms or somebody else's terms, right? It does happen. that person loses their whole downline for whatever reason. Well, the company said, okay, you're making too much money. We're gonna change the comp plan or something like that. It does happen. It happens out there. I know a few people that happen to, a few companies that it happened to, right? And so I wanted something better than that. Then I got into the network marketing aspect when it came to crypto. I started watching Bitcoin in 2000 and basically 14. My first exposure was watching Bitcoin in 2014. And believe it or not, I started looking at it on Bloomberg TV, financial channel. Mayor Bloomberg, well, not mayor anymore, but the richest man, Michael Bloomberg, he is a billionaire. He became New York's mayor. He had Bloomberg, he created Bloomberg TV, financial news. And they started interviewing people about Bitcoin, this new thing called cryptocurrency. I started seeing with Bitcoin, I started seeing these kids that were 18 years old. They was just like having a whole bunch of Bitcoin. It was like $200 at the time. It went as high as 2,000, came back to 800, went back up to 1,000, came back down. It had major swings in it. And so I did get one Bitcoin at the time, not even a whole Bitcoin. I don't know what I bought. But you know what? It was crazy because we didn't even know how to store it. It's like, it was a mission to find out how to buy it. And it was a bigger mission to learn even where to store it at, because what happened, Mt. Gox was the biggest exchange to save your Bitcoins that they got hacked and all their Bitcoins got wiped out. And then so I kept looking at it. 2016, I really got serious about it. And I was on YouTube and I put a post up on YouTube. I said, if Bitcoin breaks 486, and I bought it at 486, and I believe that it's going to go to $1,000. And Bitcoin went to $1,000 in January. And we was happy. From 46 to $1,000, that was more than a double. We was happy. Like, wow, that's huge. But then in February, it went up higher, March higher, next month higher, next month higher. A lot of people in the club came in. We started MLS Bitcoin Club. They came in. They was jumping on it. We was teaching people what to do, how to get in it, how to go from it. And then it was kind of funny because, man, my life started changing just with the crypto itself. Like, I had put money in different companies. Those companies you didn't know who the CEO was. It was just an email. They would say you had to do this. You make so much Bitcoin. You did it. You got so much Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin was in their accounts. All of a sudden, they walked away. They walked away. You got left in a hole. Then I tried another company. Same thing happened. They walked away. Then something else happened. They walked away. I said, whoa, this is crazy. Let me stop doing this and let me create the MLS system. And that's how I started MLS. And what made it change is that we started on pieces of paper. Like, literally, I drew it out on a piece of paper. A couple of folks was here. Vane Baker was here at the time. He's probably the only one. Vane Baker, Ramonda, that I can go back to. Kimmy. It's about 3 people, 4. Maybe, yep, Peter Tukar was here. They saw the actual change from the transition from paper to a website. I actually started a website. So I took my information and I started putting it into a website, and I created a website with it. Just a plain old website. And I would upload every page of every person's network on that website every day. And so you knew exactly where you were, you know that. Then from that standpoint, we went to a login. And then from that standpoint, we started another account with another company. And that lasted for a while. I started adding all this education to it. All my experience with credit cards, how to get, this education about finance. I started making what they call an archive, so that when you sign up, you got somewhere to go to learn. You was learning what to do with your money and how to grow your money, right? But the issue that I found also was that people didn't care about the education. A lot of people, a lot of members, in our early days, they didn't care about education. They just wanted the money. The money, 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 money. But, if you read the book that I always preach about, if you read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, he gave his son a bag of gold and he lost it all. So gold is not the answer, right? What saved him when he came back 10 years later was the 5 talents, the 5 laws of gold. And those 5 laws helped him to become one of the richest men in his city. And so the story was made, The Richest Man in Babylon. And now that's been transferred to me, right, as becoming financially free, getting rich. And rich means different from everybody else. But I'll put it this way: to become financially free, right? So I started learning how to become financially free, and when that story of becoming financially free, it's not just the Bitcoin that made me financially free. It wasn't just the credit cards that made me financially free. It wasn't just starting a business that made me financially free. It was all the education that led me to learn those different tools, right? Like right now, I'm really concentrating on wills and trusts. Like I'm really on wills and trusts. I'm really on transferring assets out of my name into my own trust, bank accounts and all other things like that. I'm really into it. And so when you start thinking about everything that you have and how to protect your money, see, people will make money, right? Money is something that you can make. Money is easy to make if you are persistent enough and if you are focused. That's the one thing that I have to say that turned my financial world around. Was every time I would do this. Let me tell you what I used to do. So somebody would come to me and say, "Hey, Wallstreet, we kind of slow. Look at this company right here." And so I said, it makes sense. Let's go ahead and try and do that one. Then I would try to help everybody get into that so they can make extra money. I don't do that anymore because what happened, it pulled people away from the MLS story, the MLS system, and it didn't serve us. Every time I stayed focused on MLS, then everything changed. Literally my life changed. My life changed on putting new energy into MLS, not looking outside. And this is when you become an entrepreneur. You really got to focus in on what you really want to achieve, right? You got to focus in on what you really want to achieve, because that's going to be your story that you're going to be building. If it's MLS, then it'll be MLS. If it's something else you want to do, then I would say focus in on that thing that you really want to do, right? Even if it's another company, just focus in on it. But if you're ready to grow wealth, you got to focus in on that one thing. And I found that out. And so when I used to work at SunTrust Bank, I try to encourage people by giving away $100 bill just to learn about a book. For example, we did a book on the study of options. We did a book on the richest man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich. And I would do these while I was SunTrust Bank with my coworkers, because I was on a whole different pay scale, right? Their pay scale was in the 40s and 50s. Mine was in the 60s and the 70s, right? And so I would say to them, I says, if the job is your only income, then you are doomed to be homeless. Did you hear that? If your job is your only income, then you are doomed to be homeless. And to no fault of their own, that's what's happening today. COVID-19 came into play. I didn't know that's going to happen years later, right? People lost their jobs. People can't find a job, not only for 6 months. How about 12 months, 18 months, 22? People can't find jobs, right? Right now we're going on 15 months and folks still can't find a job. Businesses can't really go in. And then you take all your education, and it says, hey, you can go and be a waiter. Like, I'm not a waiter. I'm a computer engineer, or I'm this and that. Well, you can't. We don't have any openings for you right now. We don't. There's nowhere to go. And even with all the degrees, people got bachelor's degrees, master degrees, and there's so many people that got bachelor's degrees right now that are homeless. Like, literally staying on somebody else's couch right now. Like, I got to figure it out. We got to figure some things out, right? And it's a shame, but that's the reality of it. That's what it is. So when I started looking at Bitcoin, and I said, wow, this new technology. What made me really get into the Bitcoin was this new technology, and I can see what was happening, but I did not see us as people that are moving in that direction. Even today, you talking about since 2014 to 2021, that's 7 years. I still don't see a lot of us. Matter of fact, I went to go get an x-ray today on my foot, and I was speaking to the person that does the x-ray. I said, man, hey man, what do you know about Bitcoin? Man, I heard about it, man. I gotta find a way how to get in it. So I showed him I give him some information how to get in it. And so, but the deal is, there's so many of us still don't know. And even though we've been preaching it and it's been on the news and it's been everywhere, people still have a fear. This is the fear that they have right now. Bitcoin is too high. I don't know what's going to go higher. So I'm late to the party. When Bitcoin was low, I don't trust Bitcoin. I ain't jumping in it. So you got two fears. Fear of being too early, not realizing what it is. And now you got the fear of being late because it moves so much. But they don't understand that it's still going higher. It's doing its natural pullback of 10%, but it's going higher. It's going to be at 65,000, 70,000, 85,000. It's going to snap up and it's going to pull back. You're going to see that when it comes through. And so when you think about what's happening right now, when it comes to the crypto space and MLS as a whole, we are the only ones, literally, I believe, that are really preaching to the people on how to get started with a system that will allow you to start making Bitcoin for free. For free. Now, I know that's a big story, but let me tell you why I did it. All right, so I could set up systems that I've seen other systems do, and you didn't get Bitcoin for free, right? And so, but I wanted a way that people can get started easily with Bitcoin and start receiving Bitcoin for free and keep building on it so they can start changing their lives. But the vision, you got to have vision to go further. And for me, that vision was getting us to 10,000 members. We did that. We had 12,000. My next vision is to get us to 100,000. So now my goal is to get us to 100,000 members. And that's what this new group we're going to have next Monday is going to talk about, how to get MLS to 100,000 members. And so for the folks that are here, for the folks that's going to see it, for the folks that's going to participate with it, it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to allow you to receive a hell of a lot more Bitcoin because of what we're doing, right? And that's going to be a very cool thing to do that. So we're definitely going to make that happen. When it comes to MLS and why I chose to do it the way I did it, because I always had this vision, and this is what I got to give. I'm not going to name him right now, but I got to give him credit for this, because one day I was on a call, and I was on a call with a bunch of pastors, and he said it. He made it so, he did it so eloquently. He said, "What if Wall Street did not write down the vision?" So he had a vision. I had a vision. But what if I never wrote it down? It didn't bless the people. He said, wait a minute. Not only did he write it down, what if he never put it on the web to bless a lot of people? And that's what I did. I put it on the web to bless a whole lot of people. But also, what if he never came back for us? Just throw it on the web and don't do nothing else. Like, don't even come back to even let them know that you're here doing it. And see, and that's what I do. I come back and I try to relay to you the sincerity of where you are in life. Now, I came from the projects. I know what it means to be poor, right? But I've been around the world, and the people in the projects not even poor. When I've been around the world, I saw poor. I saw poor. Okay. So, but even though when I look at it and I say to myself, man, these guys, if the people knew what I see, if you see what I see, and what I mean by that is how I can help you take your life to another level. But I can't do it by myself. I can't. I have to have you participating with us. So not only can you be there, but also your neighbor, your friend, your cousin, your nephew, everybody's there growing at the same time. This is the only time in history that I promise you that I've seen, and I've been around for 59 years, that I finally have in my head, in my heart, I see that this system is giving us a chance to be equal. I listen to Malcolm X. I listen to James Baldwin. I listen to the speeches of James Baldwin was phenomenal in the 1964, 65, 66. He's an author. He's a writer, right? But I listened to Malcolm X and listened to this right on YouTube. I listened to a story where he talked about in 1964, the same issues is happening in 2021, 2020, right? We have all these amendments of being a citizen. And really, if we were citizens and treated like citizens, we wouldn't need amendments. Why we got amendments if we citizens? They didn't honor the First Amendment, right? The 13th Amendment, the 15th Amendment. Now we had the 18th Amendment, and they still talking about doing another damn amendment. So what makes us, why do we need another amendment for the people? And here's the reason why, that I'm telling you why. And Martin Luther King said the same thing. He said it's an economic disparity between the black and the white. When we came from slavery, they said, yep, you are free, but you free with no land. You're free with no homes. You're free with no food, no stamps, right? This thing came up all the time about, so you're free per se, but you have nothing. You have nothing. So how can a person that is free become just as equal to your counterpart? It's impossible. I was looking at a YouTube story. They put out on 82, 79 to 82 in Mississippi. The people are still living in the same broken down huts and shacks that's really worth nothing, and the landowner is still charging them for the rent for that place, to give them stamps to go get food, and they take a piece of the stamps, and so they don't have enough money to eat with. They can't get out of the bondage they're in. They're in real slavery bondage being there. I looked at us on welfare. When I grew up on welfare, I looked at how we on welfare were trying to make it. You have these stamps. I hated stamps. I hated going to the supermarket with stamps. I hated it with a passion. Mama, I don't want to go. I don't want to use these stamps. I hated it. Boy, that's the only way you're going to eat. Take these stamps and go get us some food. So we went to the store. We did that, right? So the food didn't last long. You got 2 growing boys, 2 growing girls. You had to figure out another way to do it. So we look for jobs at 12, 13 years old, right? Now, I look at today, and I look at all these people that is now being forced to be unemployed. You had a job weeks ago, months ago. You had a job. Everything was good. You had a place to go to work. You called, and this is what we used to say, my job. I'm going to my job. And now you figure out that that language is not really yours, right? My job is not yours, is not my job. That language had to change. I'm going to that job because it ain't my, it was your job, you should be working. My job is not there. So today, though, even back a month ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, Bitcoin was literally a year ago in March, Bitcoin was $3,500 a coin. $3,500 a coin. And I kept telling everybody, you got to get some. I don't care if you get a little bit, just get some, get something. This is a time you really got to start helping people get started in the MLS Bitcoin Club. So you start getting Bitcoin for free. At that time, we had a saying, you know, on our shirts, L3 and 30 equals 1. L3, starter level, level 1, level 2, level 3, in 30 days, help a few people get the same thing, and you would earn a Bitcoin. It was the prime time for that to be a reality. Some of you did it. Some of you was knocking it out. You was all into it. You was getting Bitcoin. You was getting not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bitcoin. You was getting it. It was in your account. It was growing. No one knew that Bitcoin was going to jump, skyrocket to 20,000. I always said it's going back to 20. When the halving came in 2016, I said it did this last time. I said what's going to happen is going to linger around, and then in 2017 for 6 months, then it took off. Same thing happened in 2020, basically 2020, right? We had a halving, it lingered around, and then all of a sudden it started to take off. So now we had 3,000, jumped to 5, jumped to 7, then we had 12, then we had 15. Now, no one knew it was going to hit back 12, but I kept telling everybody, even at 12, 13,000, I said, guys, it's going to go to 20. It's going to break 20,000, and I believe it's going to do it in January. It did it way before January. Not only did we break 20,000, we went to 30. Christmas was 25,000. On the 26th, it was 25,000. By the 30th of January, it was already $30,000. Now, here comes January. It's on a whole new schedule. What's the price point now? I believe it's going to go to 20. I believe it's going to go 10x times 20,000, which means it's $200,000. I believe Bitcoin will hit 200,000, a little bit better by December. We believe it's going to be 100,000 by June. Now, here's the question though. Are you going to be sitting on the sideline again like he was at 12,000, 13,000, 15,000, 17,000, 20,000? We doubled that. We had 40. We doubled that. Now we get ready to hit 50. We at 54. What we at right now? 54,800, $700. You can't sit on the sideline. But let's go back to the story of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. The job of us as people, we have to lift the other person. Your job, if you're in this club, is that you have to lift up the other person by giving them the information. See, back in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they talked about having your own, but still we didn't know how to do it. There was nobody teaching us how to do it, right? You talk it, but we don't know how to do it. I grew up in that era, guys. I'm 3, 4 years old, 5, right, 7, 10. I became a computer engineer. My job, my cash flow was different than a lot of other people that I knew, right? I'm at 60, 70,000. I'm making $135,000 a year. 6 months, I'm making 65,000 every 6 months. So I'm making 135,000. I'm killing it. I'm doing great things. And then all of a sudden, the next level happens. I get laid off. Now I'm thinking that the money that I'm making, it would be there for next year too. But guess what happened? I got laid off. I got laid off. SunTrust taught me a lesson. Wow. The good money that I had before I got to SunTrust, the good money that I was making as a computer engineer, it said it was going to last forever until 9/11 hit. Unforeseen to me, 9/11 hit, the towers came down, all the financial markets shut down. My job, everything, again, my language, my job, right, wasn't my job. All of a sudden, I'm out of work. Ah, man. All of a sudden, I'm having SunTrust call me, say, hey, man, you know, we asked you to do this when you was in the service. I know you out now. You ready to go to work? I said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm just happened to call me. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So that's how I got a job at SunTrust Bank. And I came in there for 7 years. And then the whole department got let go. Now, I asked them to leave because I was trading. I was making some good money. I knew what I was doing. And I said, I know the layoffs is coming. I know the layoffs are coming. And when it comes, I want to be the first one to go. Like, leave Arthur. He was my partner in the email. I said, leave him. Let me be the first one to go. He said, what? They looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what? I want to be the first one to go. Let me be the first one to go. Because I just want to get my, service back. That's it. I want to get my money and get out the way. And so they did. They let me go. And then I remember one day he said to me, he said, well, Perk, we got a job for you in Alpharetta. I said, you keep that one. I'm going home. I am not going back to work. I'm done. And so when I look at where we at today as a people, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the results in the MLS Bitcoin Club. And I say to myself, this is what I'm saying to myself every day when I look at the numbers. I said, they still don't get it. I said, you guys don't get it. Because if you got it, if you understood where I'm coming from, the MLS Bitcoin Club would be growing like 100 people a day. Literally, it'd be growing 100 people a day. And there's no reason that we can't grow 100 people a day. We're just not speaking the right language. We're just not speaking to the people because everybody's afraid of not getting ready. And the sad situation that we got going on right now is what they're saying on the news. When you look at a lot of Bitcoin, I look at a lot of Bitcoin YouTube. I look at a lot of them. I look at so many interviews about Bitcoin and the government and what's going on and the disparity between the Black community and everybody else. And what they keep saying is that for the people, us, that is not participating in this new ecosystem are going to be so far behind that it is going to be the disparity between one culture and the other culture is going to put us back as the slave masters with the slaves again. I don't think you understand what I mean by that. What they are saying is back when Malcolm X was speaking about the same thing, the disparity between the have and have-nots. We're going to be begging for another job. See, right now, you're begging for a stimulus package. You're begging for another job. You're begging when you can start create. This is the time that we all could be creating our own image of what we really want to attain, because the crypto, this new phenomenon, this new ecosystem is giving us the money, the power to do whatever we have in our mind to make happen to a reality. But we're not participating. And this is the cancer that's hurting the Black community, that's hurting the brown community. We're not doing it. The whites, the Asians, they're jumping. Guys, when you go look at the YouTube channels, the YouTube videos, where are we? We got one or two people talking about it. The majority, everybody else is Caucasian. It's not a black and white thing. It's a money thing now. You can't use that you being held down because of your education. I don't have a degree, right? You can learn anything you want to learn today on YouTube. They got MIT classes on YouTube. They got basically every major college. I'm talking about premier colleges are teaching on YouTube. You got to ask yourself a question. Is it really on them or is it on us? Is it on us now? They're giving us the freedom. They said you free. They said we free. We free. We're free to choose. We have the freedom to choose. But we choosing to remain where we are. And that's the sad part. You're choosing to remain, and the people that's looking at this on YouTube or Facebook, I'm being so real right now that it hurts me to even say what I'm saying, but it's the truth. We're choosing to remain in a state where we are today when we should be somewhere better, becoming a millionaire. There are going to be so many millionaires already created, but there's going to be so many more. And thank God for crypto, because I became a millionaire. I became a multimillionaire, right? It's getting ready. By the end of the year, I'll probably be over $5 to $7 to $9, $10 million. And I want the people that's in the club to do the same thing. It's no reason why you believe it or not, you can make more money than me being in the club. You literally can make more than the CEO. You can make more than I can if you put together a plan and go after it. There is no reason that you cannot become the greatest person you ever wanted to be and start building your wealth to wherever your mind can take you. There's a saying that goes, the mind and the reality are two different things. The mind can see something that's not there. I envisioned MLS Bitcoin Club way before it was created. The mind saw it. My mind saw it way before it became a reality. Your wealth is the same way. I always said I'm a millionaire. I'm making $1 million. My goal now is to make $1 billion. My goal is to make $1 billion. $1 billion. That's when I would say to myself that I'm rich. I made $1 billion. If they can make $1 billion, why can't I make $1 billion? I made $1 million. $1 million is not a lot of money. Some of you may think, $1 million is a lot. $1 million is not a lot of money. I promise you. For every millionaire we got out there, and we got people that used to have millions of dollars, they no longer millionaires because they lost it, right? They lost it. So $1 million is not a lot of money. You know, you got athletes and MC Hammer's story and all these other people that got stories. They had 33 million and 50 million, $100 million, and it's gone. Like, people got, one dude was a professional basketball player. He was homeless, literally homeless on the street. So it's not about the money. You're not rich until you can look at somebody and says, I'm paying 1,000 people. My goal is that MLS Bitcoin Club is so huge that we have to hire 100 people. We that huge. We had to hire 100 people. I want to be that. I want to be that big. You got it? I want to see us be that big. So when you think about where you are today, is it possible for you, with the right education, with the right drive, could you be a millionaire? The answer is yes. You could be a millionaire, hands down. I don't care what you do for a living. Inside the book of The Richest Man in Babylon, there was a story. He says, look at you. You said you want to be a great artist. You became a great artist. You said you want to be a great philosopher. You became a great philosopher. You became a great cabinet maker, or a great, you was a great soldier. I was a good soldier, right? I was a soldier. And I said my 15th year as a soldier, I said, whoa, all I know is how to be a soldier. That's got to change. How the hell am I going to get ready for civilian life if all I'm thinking about is being a soldier? At my mindset, at that very moment, my mindset changed. I got to do something different. I got to learn about money. I got to learn about money because that's where I want to get into is money. So my mind had to start thinking about the way to get out of this, get out of the military with all my rights and privileges and everything else, but now able to get into something that's going to help me create the cash flow that I really needed. And it wasn't the skills that I had in the military. Some of them, yes, my leadership skills, yes. But how to build a bridge, how to drive boats, no. How to blow up shit, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to blow up now. I don't want to do that no more, right? I had to learn something different. So in this environment where you are today, you personally, wherever you are financially, wherever you are mentally, wherever your job, your vocation is your vocation could make you a lot of money. It could, but if you had an asset that you put on top of that vocation and still do what you want to do, but put this asset of crypto, especially Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? At least we know about those two. The history says these two was going to make it, right? So if you could put that on your plate, then you too can be a millionaire. And this is what they're saying. How much Bitcoin do you really need? How much Bitcoin do you really need? I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to get all you can as fast as you can. Get all you can as fast as you can. Now, why do I say that? Because Bitcoin is on its way right now. It's going to take this little dip. It's going to take this dip. It's going to hold, and then it's going to slam up and break new highs. It does this all the time, right? So when it breaks this new high of 61,000, so let me explain to you what it does. So when you look at trading, and this is for all the traders out there in the world, when it comes to trading, what happens is it hits a certain point, and then it fakes out like it's going to break a new high. So it's called a peekaboo. This is what we call a peekaboo. So it goes through, it does a peekaboo, and then it comes right back down again, and then it goes low. It goes lower. It scares the people out. That's what it's doing right now. It's down at 54,000. It's going to, I got to get out. I got to take some profits and take some profits out. Every time you starting to sell your Bitcoin, there are companies that's ready to suck it up. They're sucking it up. Give me that one. Okay, you scared? Give me that. Give me that one. Ooh, oh, you know what? There's another. Give me that one. I take that one. Ooh, you ready to sell yours? I got you. Give me that one. And that's what's going on right now. And so they're making 900 Bitcoins a day. The next 4 years when it comes, it's going to be 450 a day. So you got the halving, right? 900, 450, 225. It's going to keep doing that, right? So your job is to get as much as you can, as fast as you can. But what they're saying, you might only need 0.01 to be in the top 1%. 0.01. 0.01 today is not, well, it used to be a whole lot less. I'm going to bring something up. I'm going to bits of USD, right? I'm going to change that bits to BTC. 0.01. And I know I'm not sharing my screen, but it's $552. 552. That's $552. If you had taken $552 and just save it in Bitcoin, you got 0.01 Bitcoin. You don't have to put it in trades. You don't have to try to trade it. You just got to hold on to it. It's called be a hodler, HODL, right? Hold on for dear life. Just hold on to it. That can literally change your life. Now, right now, it's not going to be a whole lot, right? It's $552, $560, right? It goes down a little bit lower. It's going to be a little bit less, right? But 0.01. But when Bitcoin does go to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, let's say in the next 5 years, it's $1 million. You got to think about it. All the people in the world, Bitcoin will be traded. Everybody won't hollow it. Everybody just won't hold it. It will be used for something. Folks going to need money to do something, do this, do that. They're going to use it. But there are going to be rich people that got billions of dollars that's going to get in this story late. And what's going to happen is, oh, I want to get a Bitcoin, and just to get what they call 100,000 Satoshis, which is the smallest piece, right? It may cost them $10,000 for 100,000 Satoshi. That's a very small amount of Bitcoin. Or maybe be 100 Satoshis. See, Bitcoin can be divisible into 100 million pieces. One Bitcoin can be broken down into 100 million pieces. So in the future, 100 Satoshis could be a lot of money, right? Can you imagine buying a house that was 600,000 and you use 100,000 Satoshis just to buy it? That's 1/10. That's nothing. That's like 1% of a whole Bitcoin. Not even that. It's not even that much. It's 100 of a 1% of a Bitcoin. And you're paying a house with $600,000. The value of Bitcoin is going up. Yep, other cryptos are going to go up as well. Other things going to happen. But we already got what we call a chain of events. We have the Bitcoin today has a record that is unmatched. What do we mean by that? It's been around since 2009. Has never been broken into. Has never been hacked. Right? Only people that lost Bitcoin is the ones that actually, either is somebody's exchange, which is not Bitcoin's fault. That's the exchange, right? Either they lost it or you got hacked from your phone or some other place like Coinbase, right? Coinbase says we the safest place. I laugh at this commercial. Coinbase is supposed to be the safest place for your Bitcoin. And that's a bold-faced lie. It's a bold-faced lie. Straight up. It's a bold-faced lie. There's so many people just go on YouTube and look it up. They lost so much Bitcoin in that account. Oh, we don't know how you lost it. They don't call you back. There's no email. And here's the thing, though. Well, you probably got hacked from your point of view. In other words, not them. Your account probably got hacked because of your fault. Like your phone got hacked in or something like that. Not because of them, because of you. But the question is, how do you know? How do you really know? They ain't just go in there and take a little bit. How you know? How you know? You have no control. And that's what you got to understand too, guys, when it comes to your crypto. You gotta, I don't care how good a company talks. And I promise you, I learned my lesson on this as well. And I got $1 million. I got $1.9 million in some company, right? And I don't care how good somebody talks about how safe their system is, you got to get yourself back in control. And the way you get back in control is to move that Bitcoin or whatever the coins you have back to your Trezor device. Notice I did not say Ledger. Notice I did not say Ledger Nano X. No, I did not say Exodus. No, I did not say. I said a Trezor. A Trezor device. Cold storage. Away. Put up somewhere. You got to put it up somewhere. You got to get back in control. Get out of control for a minute. Get the funds you need. Get that stuff paid back off. And get back in control and move that Bitcoin right back to you. Here's the story that's going to happen. It's going to catch us unprepared. And I'm going to shut up. Here's the story. You're going to put your Bitcoin somewhere. You're going to put it in somewhere. They're going to give you a loan on it. I don't know who it's going to be. I have no clue. I don't know. It could be on their grounds or the government. Oh, the government might say to them, you cannot send back any more Bitcoin. So what? You are directed not to send back any more Bitcoin. But your Bitcoin is stuck with them. You can't get it back out. So wait a minute. That can't happen. Yes, it can. It's just like you had gold in the 1930s, 32. President said, we need everybody's gold in the United States. If you don't give it, we're going to imprison you for 10 years. Did you hear what I just said? That's history. You have physical gold, and you had, and it was only really directed to what they call the federal employees. It was not geared to the whole United States. But when they printed it, it went to the whole United States as an executive order, and everybody turned in their gold. Of course, you know, everybody didn't do it. How can they tell if you got gold or not, right? Some folks didn't do it, but a lot of Americans did. They turned their gold in. And guess what? That was from the president of the United States back then in 1932, 31, 32. And what do you think about today? You think that they won't come up and says, hey, you know what? We see how this thing going. We don't like what's happening right now. I need you to keep all of Bitcoin in your portfolio, and they cannot get on it. You might have to hold on to that Bitcoin for 5, 7, 10 years, but that's your Bitcoin. You can't get it back out. You can't get another loan on it. They want to keep you in a box. What I mean by the box, keep you poor, right? And this is the biggest fear that I have, right? Okay, they got so much of my Bitcoin. You know what? Wallstreet, you out of control. You got to get back in control. Get them loans paid off. Get back your crypto. Put it back in your Trezor. That's the one scenario. That's one scenario. Another scenario is this company is supposed to be so good. Hey, he's all over the news. He's everywhere. He's so good. Then all of a sudden, something happened. Can't get your Bitcoin out. We lost. And all of a sudden, your Bitcoin is gone. You see? Without you have nothing. When you have no control what's happening, then things happen, right? So I'm teaching you that to be careful what you have to manage what you're spending and what you're saving. What you're spending, what you save. Yep, get your crypto, save as much as you can, get a loan on it. And once you get the loan, once you get enough cash flow coming in to get that loan paid off, get that Bitcoin back into your crypto, get it back into your Trezor. If you don't have a Trezor, I advise you to get a Trezor. I don't care about the other ones. I don't care what they say. The Trezor is one of the best pieces of equipment for your storage of crypto. Oh, we're going to store it with block. These new companies called Grayscale. You're going to hear Grayscale is a huge company that stores the institutional Bitcoin, right? Then you have these other companies that's going to store your Bitcoin. Guys, I'm telling you right now, yeah, they can do it, but you a little person on the totem pole, you could easily get locked up in that stuff. I'll say keep some wherever you want to, keep the majority in your control. Whatever that majority is. I don't know what the majority is. Whatever feels good to you for the majority, keep it in your control. Once you get out of control, once you feel that you can't sleep at night, too much is gone, you gotta start, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. I need to pull some of this Bitcoin back out and put it on my my Trezor device. Now, why I'm saying what I'm saying, let me say this to you why. So okay, so I got $500,000. Let me give you an example. I got $500,000 that's being staked in one of these companies. And I'm making about 7 to 10%. But that's pennies compared to what they're giving me to what they got control of. You got it? That's pennies. So they give me a few $1,000s in interest, but I got $500,000 in this company. That don't go. They can say, oh, you know, they can be paying me from what this is, and I got $500,000 sitting over here, and I can't. It's out of my control. Nah, you'll tell you what. You keep your interest. Give me back my damn Bitcoin. I'll make my interest another way. How can I make it? I can trade it. I can put it in some others. You know, I can just keep buying crypto. I keep buying my Bitcoin. right? Remember, Bitcoin is the most solid cryptocurrency there is to man, right? It's $1 trillion. And they believe that is now 1/10 of gold. So Bitcoin hit 1 trillion and gold is 12 trillion. Well, guess what? It used to be 12 trillion. They took out $1 trillion from gold and they moved it into the crypto space. They moving money from stocks, from gold, from other assets out there, and they moving it from there and they move it into the crypto space due to a lot of Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. He's the CEO of MicroStrategy. He's teaching all those people, all these other big leaders what to do, right? That's why he says, hey, Tesla, move, you want to get so much X on your money, you gotta save your money, put it in crypto. He don't just say crypto, he say Bitcoin. He says, okay, I want you to ask me a question. And it makes sense to me because I listen, and he says, what other asset is better than Bitcoin right now? What other asset is better than Bitcoin? So you're thinking about real estate. The answer is no. You think about stocks. Well, it's already been proven that Bitcoin in the last 10 years has made thousands and thousands of percent compared to the stock market. It is better than the stock market of any place in the world. You got it? Is it in oil? Is Bitcoin, is oil better than Bitcoin? The answer is no. It's already proven. No. Is gold? No. Is any other asset, because of the energy that it's doing, is it better than Bitcoin? And the answer is no. So therefore, other companies are figuring out like, wow, wait a minute. It does make sense. Why do I got all this money sitting over here that's making me only 10x when I could be making 200x a year, averaging 200 times a year? So when you start thinking about that, where you are today and where you could be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you got to take that seriously. He says, okay, now I'm going to shut up after this. He said, take this point. If you take 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 26, 27, 28, you take those years, 21 through 28, and say to yourself, what's going to give me 15% to 20% of my capital back? In other words, I won't be losing money. Because the interest rate, well, put it this way, the inflation rate, they say is less than 1%, but when you add everything up, the true inflation rate is 15%. That means you're losing in 1 year, if you leave money where it is, everything around you, it's costing you 15% more. So if you got money sitting somewhere, for you to break even, you got to at least make 15% that year. Well, what is giving you 15% a year on any investment out there? He said, okay, you might get something like Tesla, gave you a little bit this year, not a few years ago. You got a few stocks that can hit it right now, but would it be there in the future? Says, okay, but you look at Bitcoin is giving you 200%. In other words, the money you putting into this instrument is producing 185 more percent than what's really needed. 85% than what's really needed. In other words, you don't feel the inflation. You don't feel it. As a matter of fact, as I've been teaching you from the beginning, your inflation, you don't feel it at all. Everything around you is free. If you got into Bitcoin and things start coming up and Bitcoin and big people are giving you Bitcoin, donate Bitcoin to you, all of a sudden you don't feel it. You can purchase a house, a car, clothes, real estate, you can do different things and you don't feel it. It's not costing you any money. So when you think about that, what's happening, it's changing the game. So yes, Bitcoin is changing the game. Can you change the game with it? The answer is, are you participating in it? With that being said, guys, I gave you a little bit of insight from me, my story, MLS story. I'm giving you a time that can change your life. It's up to you to make the difference. It's up to you to bring the next person in, to teach them. You need to grow your family's wealth. That don't mean just you in your household. I'm talking about your family, your cousins, your nephews, your uncles and nieces, your aunties. Everybody in the family has to make a transition. Everybody in the family has to make a transition. And it's up to you to keep teaching them. Because they've seen it on the news. They got to ask, listen, what do you want to know about Bitcoin right now? Come on, let me show you what we need to do. We got to get going. We got to get started, guys. We got to get, the family has to get started. That's how you're going to win. So 5 years from now, everybody in the family is doing better. This is how you're going to create the family bank. Let's end it right here with this. The family bank, the way that it was taught to me and the way that I see it in my brain, the family bank is supposed to be with family. If I can save $510 a month from 20 people in the family, in 2 to 5 years, we got $1 million in the family. And we can keep growing it and growing it. We can be 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, $100 million in the family. But when we try to work as individuals, then we are not going to grow as fast. It's going to take us years, which means another generation is going to die poor. That means another generation is going to die poor. Like we're going to be begging for money to bury somebody. That's the most disgusting thing that we do today. Even today, I think it's the most disgusting thing that we got to do is that we have to beg other people to help bury our people, our own family. When we have this technology right here in place, that we don't need anybody's help, that we can grow, our family bank can grow, that we take care of the family. Everybody in the family participates. Everybody in the family grow together. We gotta start somewhere. I just pray that we do this one day. With this being said, guys, let me turn it back over to Miss Pamela. We got some good things happening. Miss Pamela, take it over.
All right. Thank you, Wallstreet. Wow, that was a lot. I'm just like trying to. I had like 3 things I wanted to say, and then you just kind of blew that up. Like my list now is like 10 things, and I can't tell them all. But I will say this. One of the most recent you said, and that is, if you participate, it will really change your life. It's like, I went, guys, from, when you're self-employed, you have times when things are up and down, right? Things are good, things go down, like way down. And I found myself go from having to get help from my mom, asking my mom, can you help me with this? Can you loan me this until the next payday or to my next, app or my next sale or my next whatever? Can you just help me out? And when I found myself truly being blessed, guys, I was not looking for this. I was not looking for this. Okay. But yet last year, for most people, was one of the worst years in their life. But because of MLS, it was one of my best. And it still is. Okay. I went from having to ask family members for help here and there to just spoiling the hell out of everybody. I mean, my mom, y'all know I've been going back and forth. I'm in South Carolina now. Had to come back again. I'm taking her to get her vaccine tomorrow, number 2, right? And I have gone from having to ask her for help to spoiling her. She don't know groceries. My mom got her a new Cadillac truck. Okay, y'all know I got me one, a Cadillac as well. her house insurance, her house taxes, anything she needs to pay, I pay it. Sometimes I have to pay it before the bill comes because she'll try to hurry up and do it. I am now spoiling my mom. I am spoiling my grandbabies. I don't have to worry about where my next dollar is coming from, like I've had to do in the past, right? I heard Miss Jenny say one time, she went shopping and it's like she spent thousands of dollars and it just felt like nothing. You don't have to worry about it. Guys, when I tell you, I used to go to the mailbox, you peek out, get your mail, got to look around, make sure my car's still there. That was every day for me. I had to make sure my car was still parked there, meaning not repo yet. Okay? It hurts you when your kids need things or when your grandkids need things and you got to say, no, not right now, because you don't have it. So when I tell you guys, this can really change your life, I'm living it right now. It can really change your life. So with that being said, I had, it might not fit in, but I had to say this tonight, guys, because I've been looking at what I feel some people are doing with their stimulus checks, and it really frustrates me. I can't sit here and tell any of my friends, right? You should be investing. You can't do it that way because people don't want to hear it that way. But I'm going to tell you what I've been doing this week. I got 2 images I want to show you guys, and I hope that I'm able to share just real quick, okay? One second, guys. I'm just going to do the whole screen. Had to do that because then y'all, but I want you guys to see this, okay? So I use a, hopefully y'all can see this image here, all right? And what this is, I go to investing.com, okay? I like investing.com because you can go and change the date of the Bitcoin, okay? So normally we go and we look at the Bitcoin price. What I did is I went back to when some people started getting their first stimulus check based on the coronavirus, right? So I just picked April 11th, all right? Now, if you can see this, on that day, $600 was 0.087152, all right? $600. Now think about it. Some people got $5,000, 600 times however many kids. So if you just take one payment, look how much it would be worth. I did this on the 19th, a couple of days ago. One $600 payment, guys, is now $5,138. This is what I've been showing people this week, okay? Letting them know this is what our club does. We educate you. We don't just take your money. I don't just want you to buy my product because it's going to help you lose weight. We want to help teach you some things that is life changing, right? We have people in this club that not made great money from being in the club, but they've also just transformed their business. One young lady, she's made over $4 million because of what she learned here. So it's not just making money from MLS. It's also what's going to happen when you work on your credit, right? What does that do for you? How much does that save you? Some of us are used to paying 29% on a credit card because your credit been jacked up for so long. Get away from all of that, guys. And let's spread this word. I'm telling you, when you tell your story and when you share it in a way to where it can change people's lives, it makes a difference. Okay. So that's all I needed to share. I just had to show y'all those images because people are really blowing those checks. And in 2 weeks, they're going to be broke again. And we don't want that to happen. Okay. So last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, I wanted to just give a shout out to Peter Takar and Kimmy and Ramonda, just for being there, like Wallstreet said, back when this vision was on paper. That is so powerful. And if there are others of you that he may not have mentioned, let us know. I would love to know who's been here since the beginning. Okay.
Brooklyn, Vane, Brooklyn. He was there.
Okay. Yeah. I know there's one more. I'm sorry. Yeah, but and then I want to give another shout out to Kenneth Wells. Okay, Kenneth is going to be another one of our presentation leaders. So we welcome him to our presentation team. All right. And then we have 2 events coming up this week, guys. Wallstreet will be interviewed on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And the name of the show is called Crypto Info. So you guys will get the link for that in the group. Make sure you guys support the event, okay? And then I will also start doing our MLS table talks on Thursdays at 9 p.m. So what is that going to be? Well, we're going to start interviewing some of our top leaders in the company, right? I know you guys want to hear, what are these people doing, right? What is Asada's system? What is she doing? What is Jenny Moore doing? How did she make 60 grand in her first 30 days? How did Asada make 5 figures in 2 days? I think it was like 50 something thousand. So I know you guys want to hear these. So we're going to start interviewing these top leaders. Okay. And
you know what's funny? Let me add this to it.
Sure.
So when you take the $60,000 she made in the first 30 days, today's standard, that's over $300,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's how Jenny got 4 cars right now, cars, trucks, what have you. She didn't spend it all. She's still making money, right? She's still earning money. So yes, you guys support those events. Let's start hearing from these leaders. We also going to start interviewing, leaders that made the top 5 of the week. So you can hear from different people, right? And we can start learning. So that is all I have for tonight, guys. Make sure that when you receive an email letting you know that you're a part of the top 5 for the week, that you send your pictures in, okay? And what we're going to do is we may start just doing this once a month because the numbers really need to be there, guys. You can't be a top leader of the week with less than 3 members. That's really not a top person. Yes, kudos to you for sharing a vision and for recruiting someone. Well, we're talking about recognizing top people of the week. Okay, so we've got to increase those numbers, guys. Just start telling your story. I'm telling you, it works. All right. So, guys, that is it. Sorry for going a little bit long. You have to blame it on that guy right there. But his information is always so powerful. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. Okay. The information will be in the group and we'll let you know where it's going to be shared. So I am going to go ahead.
Wait. Tomorrow is Tuesday, right? What we doing Tuesday at 1?
I'm sorry. Well, see, I forgot about that. These were special. These were new Wallstreet. But yes, he definitely is having his AWA, Ask Wallstreet Anything. And you guys bring your questions, okay? So let's go ahead and close it out with our song. To all of our guests, we hope you enjoyed yourself, got a feel for what the culture is here at MLS Bitcoin Club. All right, guys.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well. MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in.
It's called cryptocurrency. 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 Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Go in MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing $1.21. Go in MLS system to have some fun.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, guys. Good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.